Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another historical humans heritage. And on today's episode, we are going to be looking at the rock drawings of Valcamonica, which is situated in the Lombardy plain of Italy, and it shows one of the world's greatest prehistoric petroglyphs, which more than 140,000 symbols and figures carved into the rocks over a period of 8,000 years really show some pretty interesting things, ranging from agriculture, navigation, war, and magic. So, a
Yeah,
lot of very intricate rock carvings. We've talked
yeah,
about a few different instances on this here channel in this series, but this is the first we're finding in Italy, and arguably one of the most extensive sites we've covered.
yeah. No, this is definitely one of the longest active use periods of a UNESCO World Heritage Site that we've covered. I'm not sure how long it took to build the Stonehenge, but I don't think it took 8,000 years.
No, it took only a couple years in comparison.
Yeah.
But these are
So it's
mostly carvings and drawings, so it just kind of also goes to show human nature in a nutshell because past generations would walk past the rock carvings and go, you know what, that's a good idea, and find their own little canvas and just start chipping away, just start scratching into the stone.
yep, definitely. It goes all the way up to the present era, so people just did not quit.
I just think it's funny because one of the recurring themes I've talked about extensively on this channel is humans have not changed. We speak different languages, we have different culture, but fundamentally we act the same, and this is one of the evidence for it because you go to any middle school classroom, any high school classroom, you look at the desks, you look at the things around you, and you will see
Yeah.
carvings of various things on the desks.
No. The truest statement of that is that weird letter S thing that no one ever told you how to write, but everyone knew how to write. And there was like six different versions of it. And you would clash based on which version of it you knew how to draw.
Oh, I wish I had a pen
It's
nearby.
it's that. But yeah, these are very fun because they are one of the few things that give us a clear picture of prehistoric customs and mentality. A lot of these things do show prehistoric times in terms of how they were farming, what they thought the world around them was like with the various mysticisms, how they fought and killed each other. There are duels, there are, group warfare, there's hunting, there's a little bit of everything. And so this is the closest thing they had to writing stuff down were these pictograms.
So it just goes to show a very interesting commonality amongst these cultures. And to see these designs is really cool because when you look at them, they don't look super intricate, but when you look at the grand overall theme, it's pretty intensive.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's very intense. Like there are a thousand. Like they're very simple, but at the same time, getting even one of those is you know gonna take forever, and then you're doing hundreds of them, and some of them are very good. Like the deers have some very well articulated antlers on them. Like they are like very clearly they're showing like look at this 12-point buck.
Well, and
Holy
I also
shit.
look at the men because the men are very interesting because you can kind of get an idea for what a normal warrior would wear or a normal man would wear, headdresses or dance styles, things like that. And this goes to show that they basically cover this entire valley in these drawings and these carvings. And that's what really gives this site a lot of value. It's part of the criterion as to why it's on the list.
Yeah. My personal favorite drawing is the horse and the rider ones
Yes.
because in order to depict the person riding the horse, they drew a full human with legs and then he's standing on the back of the horse. And I know that it's not meant to be interpreted this way, but I really hope that means they're doing like trick riding where you actually stand on your feet on the back of the horse and this isn't just, attempting to force a perspective. Like I really hope that was the way they rode into battle, just standing on the back of a horse.
I mean, that would be impressive. And part of the reason this site is so important is because it maintains such a high level of integrity. It is
Oh yeah.
one of the most complete areas with engravings and with rock images. And the fact that you're able to still see them after all this time and they haven't eroded away just goes to show the intricacy of the designs.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's I believe 180 different locations with these 140,000 symbols distributed across them. So this is a massive cluster of like 2 here, 20 here, 400 over there.
And the site maintains a lot of authenticity and a lot of integrity because they preserve them and continuously monitor them, they restore them, and they control a lot of aspects around them. So it's really cool to see that they actually have been doing what's necessary to keep them preserved and to try and protect them and save them for future generations to also enjoy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
definitely. There's a lot that's gone into this, and it really is like it seems like a very simple site just from like how we're talking about it and how like concise the UNESCO article is on it, but it's not. It's vast, it's massive, and it is probably one of the most innately human things on Earth, which is to draw and create, to depict.
And what's cool about this site too is it's preserved on three different levels. First, at the national, regional, and local levels. The national law is for the protection and preservation of cultural heritage, which basically subordinates all the actions of cultural heritage to approval by local offices and the Ministry of Cultural Heritage and Activities.
Yep.
The parks, on the other hand, are governed by regional regulations on parks and natural reserves that contain indications concerning management of areas with archaeological, environmental, botanical, and ethnographic importance. So
Yep.
basically, there's extra rules for all of these items as well.
Yep. And on the international level, this site did make history as another bit of a claim to it. As in 1979, it became the first Italian site to be inscribed in the UNESCO World Heritage and thus receive international acclaim and attention.
Which is honestly incredible just because of the fact that Italy also is home to, things like
Yeah.
Pompeii,
Yeah.
Rome,
Yeah.
Florence,
Yeah.
Milan,
Yeah. You've got the Tower of Pisa, the Duomo, the Colosseum, the Parthenon,
the
you know,
the
anything that
Palace,
happened around Mount Vesuvius.
St. Peter's Basilica,
Basilica. Yep.
Basilica. Wow, I could not
Yep.
pronounce that word.
The Roman forums. You got the
The Appian
gladiatorial
Way.
schools. Yep. Yep. We covered that one actually.
That's how
That's
I
a fun one. The
know.
roads. The
Uh,
roads. Yeah, you got a lot of historical sites out here. And this one being the first one chosen out of all of those to be honored internationally is, that says a lot about how important this really was and continues to be to this day.
it's huge, and on one of my favorite aspects of it, they have a management plan where they basically
Yes.
put together all the local stakeholders that provide guidance, knowledge, and ensure the preservation and enhancement of the property, as well as starting programming and outreach to further develop the property, which is incredible. But
Yeah,
they
it's very fun. I like this. I like this site a lot.
it's an interesting one. It's one that we've been wanting to cover for a little while here, but haven't quite got the chance. And this is a great little look into one of the earliest UNESCO sites in this country and in this region. And that in itself is a huge achievement. But I do also think that's probably a great point for us to end today's episode. So if you guys enjoyed watching, let us know down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.